I have made some changes once more to the microphone audio, and I'm hoping that it will have done some good. Not sure, but hope springs eternal, right? Also, I have been looking into trying to stream a little bit of a game called Marvel Strike Force. I've never played it, um, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Um, we'll see. Not yet. I'm still trying to figure out a few things. It's a mobile game, so it'll be something I can, you know, look at when I'm not at the computer. And I don't know if I don't know if I'll like it or not. I played a game back in the day called City of Heroes and City of Villains when that came out. Um, and it was pretty fun. Um, I know that one of the reasons that it was shut down ultimately was because the comic companies, and I can't tell you which one, but one of them um, took issue with the fact that in City of Heroes and City of Villains, you could basically create whatever kind of superhero you wanted to or supervillain you wanted to. Um, and it was really, really good character creation. So you could make something, for instance, that looked just exactly like, say, Superman or Spider-Man or whatever. Um, and so there were people running around in the game with these characters that were very, very good renditions of those characters. And the comic companies did not appreciate that. And so ultimately, the game shut down. I have heard that there are um, still servers that are out there that have essentially recreated the game. I've never, I've never used any of those. I've never gone and checked them out or anything. But, you hear through the grapevine such things. And so I have heard, yes. Um, no experience with it myself. Anyway, it was fun. I never played it for very long at a time because it didn't have the kind of content, I guess, steady long-term content that I look for. And so it would be something that I would go and do for like a couple of weeks. And I particularly liked to do it around Christmas time because they had these presents. And it was a lot of fun to go and try to they had these like guardian yetis or whatever around the presents, and they would be really high level because I would have a low level character doing this, and it would be a lot of fun to like get with a group and strategize so that you could your group could end up getting these Christmas presents that were around that had different things in them. And even though the thing that was guarding the present was very high level, by kind of planning the way that one person goes and leads off the aggro, and sometimes there would be multiple of these guarding. So you'd just have to kind of figure out exactly how you wanted to accomplish that, because you wouldn't live very long when you were playing low level and you got these creatures that at that time they were actually purple, because in that game it had the same kind of level color categories as EverQuest does, except that after red there was purple. Purple was kind of like, don't even look in the direction of this guy, like he will just smite you with a glance, So purple was definitely a bad deal. And so that was a lot of fun to mess with. But if you got a group, you know, you got 3 or 4 people together, then you could manage, even if there were, you know, maybe 3 Yetis, 4 Yetis. You could still manage to coordinate and get the present. And we really didn't care about the presents. It was just actually just the fun of doing it. And of course, we would get killed and this and that, and that's fun too, you know. So anyway, that was a thing we would often do at the holidays. And then I discovered that this game was, I don't know exactly what it is. I don't think it's going to have anything like that. But I just saw it on basically like a sponsorship thing, and I was like, well, you know what? I may go ahead and give that a try. You know, see what I think about it. Having played, you know, a superhero game before, it's I have some degree of interest. However, it's also a mobile game, and I'm not huge on mobile games. I really don't do a lot of mobile games. I have Pokemon Go on my phone, and occasionally I do things on it. But realistically, I'm doing that because my cousin is doing it and my kids are doing it. And so it's kind of more of like I'm doing it because they're doing it and we can go on walks together and things, you know? So it's not really not something I would probably do of my own volition at all. But I do have it. Other than that, the only games that are on my phone are things that I had downloaded and put on there because the kids were younger at the time. And so there are some things, you know, for them to have used at that time before they got a phone of their own. And I just never deleted them. But it's just not really my cup of tea. I don't really have to be wired in all the time, for one thing. And for another, as I've mentioned many times, I'm really not a solo gamer, I'm more of a group gamer. I don't know, I'm not sure. Streaming on mobile is, I don't know, when I've done it before, the only thing I tried out on was Pokemon Go. And it was difficult because, you know, you can't see the chat or anything when you're doing that. So it's like, I'm not sure. I don't know, I'm not sure if that's going to work out very effectively for me or not. Anyway, something I'm going to look at and see what I think about here pretty soon. Maybe not, maybe tonight, I don't know, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, sometime soon. The cool part about it is, my understanding is that the viewers will be able to earn rewards by watching and by, I think by participating, by like making, I think, levels, different levels and various things when they've used my link to download it. And I think that's pretty cool. Also, there's some special codes and stuff that I think may be available. I'm not really sure all of the details. It's just something I was looking into. I do like the idea of the drops, right? Like being able to be playing a game and then the viewers can earn rewards for that. I think that's neat. Again, I don't know all the details. I don't know many of the details. You might have figured that out. But I know a little bit about what it is. And yeah, gonna check that out. Not at this moment. Getting some EverQuest too with the night. It is a little complicated for me because, again, I've not done a lot of streaming on the phone, and it's kind of a new ball game, I think, because I'm used to using OBS to stream, and again, I'm just not really sure about the way that's going to work. So.
Well met.
All right, this guy says, "Whew, it's about time. I'm stopping to take a break." I say, "Can I ask you a question?" He says, "You may ask, but maybe I do not answer." I say, "What exactly are you looking for here?" He says, I'm not answering a question such as that. My job is to break apart the rocks and bring what I find to the surface. I'm not looking for something, but I'm always finding things. I say, "I have another question." He says, "You may ask, but maybe I do not answer." And I'm going to say this time, I'm going to say, "Why do the rule work for the Dakota?" Because you need to see all the answers. He says, "They pay the rule collect for the work naturally. In the past, they were not so kind to us, but for this job, we're being paid very much. Some of the rule collect do not like the Dakota, but many of us like their gold and flat." I say, "I have one more question." He says, "You may ask, but maybe I do not answer." I say, "Can you give me a tour of the mines?" He says, "A tour is not possible to give a tour. I am only on a short break from you. You can tour by yourself through any of the mines we control, but do not get in the way of the other miners. Some of them are very short on temper, and you might find your visit upsetting, as I am sure you may already notice." And I say, "Thanks for the warning. Now, I must discover more about the road collect's role here. Search the area. We must have notes or orders that can provide more information. The information I need is probably watched by a variety of guards. Guards, information, and all that business." Now, let's see how. Sorting by current zone currently. But I think what we're going to do is sort by name so that we can find the quest we're working on. Revelation. It's the one. Now, we've got some roguelike miners in here. They say a lot of random things. And this place is just a disaster area in here. You know, who knows which way to go. But here we have some remains. Let's inspect them. These bones appear to be the remains of a knight. There are worthless rusted chainmail and a battered and breached helm. A rusted necklace around the neck depicts the image of a sword surrounded by flames. Looks at that. Well, that's interesting. We got a notice in the chat that there's going to be an update tomorrow morning, which we knew that already. At least I knew that already. Maybe you knew that already. Who knows? Probably, right? Come off the other side. Well, this is the thing that pops up the dude for the quest, the little scout guy. If you're on that quest for the scout's report, something like that. 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 That was interesting. We had a bit of an echo going on there for a whole minute. I think this is taking me over the top of this thing. Huh. See, that guy, he says they're getting paid, but these guys are saying that if they don't find the thing, then they're going to get eaten. Let's see if all I ever do is run. Okay, let's see. If we don't find it, the winged ones will eat us. That's what that guy says. So I don't know. Who do we trust here? Sketchy fellow, or the ones who are actually doing the work thing here? That's the question. Anyway, I think that it's unclear, but I remember when I did this before, I think I ended up having to go to Permafrost to get this next step here. But I think that it depends on what level you are as to which area you need to go to, and I really cannot remember where the other places are. And I'm at level 46. So I'm not sure where I would be. And that might be high enough for the Permafrost place. I'm not sure. But I think that although it's unclear from the quest, I think that last time I had to go to Permafrost. And I probably wasn't too far off of this level. It does depend on which level you are. I think if you're in the 20s, you go to Bloodskull Valley. I cannot recall where you go if you're in the 30s. And definitely around 50. I'm pretty sure. I say definitely now. I'm going to put some back out of that a little bit and say I'm pretty sure that you go to Permafrost, which again I don't know if I would be that level or not because I'm 46. I would lean toward my next step being Permafrost. Howsoever, I think I may hop over to Nektulos, because I'm sure you're not going to try to go to Permafrost, I'll tell you that right now. But I think I may hop over to Nektulos Forest and give that a shot. I'm getting those cool effects, mystics, but also the shiny stone thing orb.
Greetings.
cannot remember if I need to do anything else. Looking under steps right now. I would lean toward not. I'll look, but I really don't think that I do it. I still need that centaur ear too. I bet it would cost a pretty penny on the broker for that. It's actually surprising how many elemental parts I still need, considering that, I just feel like I've killed enough elementals to think that I wouldn't need more, but I suppose not. Let's see here. I am level 46 and I'm 94.5% of the way through it.
Well met.
So I may get that tonight, I may not. I'm not really that concerned with it one way or the other. Just kind of keeping an eye on it, as it were. I don't think I have any lockouts on anything right now. Pretty sure. Let's see. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I do actually. I still have a lockout on the Tomb of Valor for 1 day and 15 hours. Yeah, Grim and I just went in there and did it gray the other day. Turns out, though, that the last guy would have been green if I had mentored. So that's kind of a shame. But next time we know. Because once you start the fight in there, you're in it, you know? To a large degree. I'm going to check on the render. Well, I did need to mid, so that's good. And then on to that forest. I'm going to try to remember to harvest the ore. Not forget about that. Gotta jump here at this crossing. Or can we call it crossing? I don't know, branch. We call it a branch. And again, one of the things I actually need here are the mystics. And for that's what I'm looking for. I could pop in called me Hollow. Yeah, the Witch's Key instance. Unfortunately, if I do, then I won't be able to go back in again. Because on this server, for some reason, once you've had a dropped quest, if you get that drop again, you don't get to use it. It just doesn't initiate a quest the next time. I don't know. I mean, that shouldn't be intentional. Maybe someday it'll be updated. I also have a stylized dagger that I'm in the middle of a quest with that doesn't update. I'm not sure why. Just broken, I think. There are not any gold-edged mystics up, it seems. That's a shame. They don't update necessarily. When you kill one of them, you may get an update, or it may say you didn't find what you were looking for. So. A little bit of, I don't know, stuttering there, it seemed. Game, the running. Nothing so far in the way of war. Not too surprising. I've never loved this place, Nektulos Forest. They're just not my idea of a good time. Spent more time over here than I've wanted to, I can tell you that. But it's never been a labor of love. An eventide stone. It's not quite what I'm looking for. But they're getting something anyway. I'm putting this for up for maybe. See if I can get anything a little better. Got a piece of wood up in the tree, which, that makes some sense, right? Wood in a tree. Alright. And I may just need to clear this area and spawn it. There's one number ore, but, when you look, I need 12 shiny stones. And I don't know if they're going to be a 1-for-1 or not. It looks like not. So I'm definitely going to have to just probably clear the whole area of harvestables. And then wait for everybody to pop on those. This is so far about the same ratio as the granite that you have to harvest for. I think all works with maybe no, nothing. Maybe I don't remember. No, actually fast. That's what it is. Object gold room. When you're making the tomahawk. I suppose I can just throw my harvest system here on and make this all go a little bit faster. Oh, interesting. Maybe if Mystic is on track. Look there. Let's see here. Look at that. We'll go the right way. Don't think we can get over that ledge. That shiny may be the one that's unseeable. You can go stand right on top of it. You've seen times that ledge, but no. No bueno. I'm very pleased about this though, because I didn't realize that the mystics can spawn over there. And that makes a difference in the balance. That's awesome.
Your blood calls to me.
No quest items, of course, but still, that's okay. Just knowing they are somewhere else it's a bit of a sell. Some balm on the old wounds. Alright, back together. And more for some ore right over there. Nice. Also, just so happen to see this treant number around there. And as you all know, I do like to split the image of treants from the season because they can drop treant pieces for the legend quest. And still lacking one piece, maybe a treant eye or something like that. That doesn't make sense, does it? What am I lacking? Let's see. Really much treat. Branch. Ah, someone named Where's My Pet? It's a 36 pineful looking fruit. Well, very, very understandable. It's what you have to make sure of all the time, where your pet is. Because otherwise, he's somewhere across the zone. You bet on it. Oh, trimmed roots. That's not what I needed, but it is a trimmed piece, so I'm not sad about it. Apparently, the downtime tomorrow is expected to be 3 hours, which is unfortunate. It seems rather long. There will be a database meetings being listed. So far, I've gotten 8 of the 12 bits that I've needed from these ore. So it's getting pretty cold around these parts, Central Texas, and actually had to turn on and load the wood stove yesterday and get a little fire going. It's getting down into the low 30s. I have a friend who recently moved to Minneapolis, and he was showing me some pictures of the area he's in, and there's snow all over the place and all that, and he said, yeah, it's crazy, you know? And he said it's colder in Texas. Texas cold feels colder than the cold there in Minneapolis. He said that it's 7 degrees. That's 7. CBE degrees right now, or at that time in Minneapolis, and that it felt about like the 40s in Texas, which I've actually experienced that before. I went through Columbus, Ohio one year, and it was, snow just blanketing everything, and it was apparently 17 degrees at that time. And it was nice. It was not cold. It was, I didn't need a jacket. It was fine. And it was very surprising to me because in Texas, man, if there's snow on the ground, it's not nice. It's absolutely not nice. And, it's extremely cold. And, over there, it's like, no, this is actually pretty fine weather. And I can understand more now why it is that people can go out in weather that they're given frostbite and they don't realize that they're going to get frostbite. Because if you don't feel the cold the same, like here, again, I mean, I think it's cold. And it feels good. It doesn't get, cold. The temperature doesn't go down to the same degrees as other places, but it feels pretty dead-gone cold. I had a guy move here from Wisconsin, where, again, the temperature was very low in Wisconsin. And he was a friend of my father's. And my father said, in wintertime, the guy would come just bundled up in so many coats. And my father said, "Man, why are you cold? You know, you're from this fancy." And the man said, "This is the coldest dang place I've ever been in my life." And of course, my father laughed, but he was like, "Come on, you know, no way." But that was what he said. I don't know. All I know is I do not like the cold, and certainly wouldn't want it to be colder than it is here, because it gets cold. Even so, of course, there are still people walking around in shorts sometimes. But I also see that kind of everywhere too. And I think some of it is just for show. People like to show how tough they are sometimes. I'm afraid I'm going to run out of room in my bags before I get finished with the garden. It's not looking good. Got another piece of ore, but it didn't give me updates. I've thought a lot of times about how nice it is to be in a guild of people that, you know, care about and all that, and that way it's like when I'm doing something like this and I'm gathering things that I know I don't need. Um, it's always nice to think about the fact that, you know, other people in the guild are going to need it. And so it's not like a waste of my time. If I didn't have people that I was helping with this stuff, I would kind of feel like, oh man, you know, I don't want to gather a bunch of stuff in a zone that I'm not using. Yeah, sure, you can sell some of that, I suppose, but otherwise, you know, that would be pretty unpleasant, I feel, to be doing that. If you didn't have, you know, anybody that, you know, that you cared about, helping, you know, you could give it away to random people or something, but it's definitely better if you're helping people that are your guildmates, your friends. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe other people have different opinions on that. To me, it feels like that. Got that other mystic there, and it did actually update the quest, so that's nice. So this is kind of cool because it looks like it's pretty consistently coming up with one. And now, granted, it's only been twice, but I'm liking the 2 out of 2 situation that's happened to it. I'm wondering if it might be better to maybe run by the other area to see if any are up, get those killed off, and then come over here. And, you can wipe out the group and then go do some gathering and then go wipe out the group, and do that back and forth. I think that seems like it would be fairly effective. It may be as fast or faster than going and clearing that whole area over there behind that Citadel. And, just making the rounds. So there just aren't as many that pop over there consistently. I don't know. I mean, it may be the same kind of times. I'm not really sure. But at least this way you're getting some harvest to pass off with. Man, there's tree ants here too. I don't know. It seems pretty good overall. Maybe I'll even remember it next time I'm in. Who knows? It's asking a lot, perhaps. Without anybody want to come to me. I'm stuck in a tree. And this one, so if you've got enemy pops on the nodes. Plenty of roots here, which is nice. Actually, the gathering's been pretty good over here. All things considered. There are actually some very easy places to get treants in Greater Fadot, and that comes out in a couple of weeks. And a very easy place in Darkcut Woods to get Elementals. It's near the beginning of the Bright Ridge area, so that will be the place to go and finish those quests off once that comes out. There ought to be some recaps and more skeletons here in a few couple minutes. So I'll turn my finger around the area. Well, 11 on the clock. It's a race for me, which means nothing first, but I get caught here. Well, my bag's back. Either one could happen. I feel like the music in Nektulos is a lot more subdued than the music in Dungeon Steps. I think they've kind of got the creepy vibe going on. So you're in this, dark forest where you've got like the fog, you've got the owls, and some animal noises you don't quite necessarily know what are going on, and more of the dark, dismal stuff. So I think that's kind of the mood overall in this area. Whereas in the Thundering Steps, it's majestic. You've got this feeling of drawn an EverQuest, and you can hear the centaurs galloping across the fields just in the beat of the music. It's an interesting contrast in the musical mood. Ambiance. Like even that right there, where it did all that, it's more suspenseful than anything else. Something bad might be going to happen. It's an interesting thing. thing about New Forest, the harvesting roads are more spread out, whereas in Thundering Steps you have some areas that are just dense with harvesting roads. Here it's like, yes, there are some areas that have harvesting roads, but it's not nearly with the density level. He was shaking the dust from his bones. See, I'm telling you, these skeletons are just not nearly so threatening as the ones down in the picture. Those Iron ones, man. The Iron Warlocks, they have things to say. These ones are just, they're cool. They're not quite the same kind of skeletons. They have different death blows, The ones in the Cryptic Trail definitely want to eat you pretty badly. The ones in the Thundering Steps kind of want to eat you, and the ones here too. But their only thing they do is they're like, hey, what's for dinner, right? And that's the only indication that they ever give that they actually want to eat you. So I don't know. They're a little less interested in this person. I would go a little bit further off this time because the nerds hadn't started recropping yet. That is the fairy which Adam. And we have had that for some time now. Had a few more of the treants overhaul. That's good. Still did not get that last or update that we need for the shining stones. You would think that shining stones would be in stones, even ornaments. So you think that? Still nothing doing on these trees out here. We got a couple more victims over there. Here's well battle with a little deeper. Ah, I think box was in front. Don't want to cloud to the top still. What about me? 0 patches. There's another door over there, but it's a very long. Unfortunately, I'm right at the end of my backspace. So hopefully this will do it. Okay, it did. Really perfect timing too. I will run back and see if the Mystic is back up yet. And that, what it will be, but it might be, I know, don't have any more room to gather, but if we go and get that Mystic on top, I'm close if I see any plants from anyone, I might get those as well. Perhaps delete something in order to fit the plant pieces, I will do that. Perfect to willing to. I don't know when I last filled them. Let's see. Looks like it was 4 minutes ago. Let's maybe. So we probably have another 3 minutes before that's going to pop out. Oh, good news. Auto including drink. So now I have another spot. That's alright. So, I can do a little bit more harvesting already. Another 2 minutes or so before that repop happens. So rather than wait for something to harvest, let's see if we have any trees. Butterfly trees on track. Maybe we can go get another couple of those and then come back. And then I'll have to run back to the house and empty the bags into Duke. There it is. Oh, the chunk of timber wasn't exactly what I was hoping for. Teases. Where's the guy? Ah, definitely not the private couch. That's the list. One more on track, and then I will head back the racking. Because probably the mystic is already back up, and it's, you know, within a few seconds when you're level. And it's still got to make the run, so. Not to say that I won't kill another chance to pop it down the road, because a lot of them. Taking your time, certainly, everyone. Odds are, it will not update the quest anymore. So, in the rail, we're going to just all the way to the UK about it. Well, it's not actually good. Oh, there it is. Just like they were standing out of the door time. Quiet as a mouse, they came up every time. Actually, only have one one poison now at the moment. No quest items found. Alright, now let's try that again. Oh, cute. I think I'll unload and then take a break, and when I load, try out the strike force thing. I'm not sure what I'll do at that point. You shall see. But yeah, hopefully I'll manage to do that. Listen. So if I can wrench some things into here. That was a good number of legend pieces that went in, but they were all. Well, let's make sure there's not what I need in here as a matter of fact. Enchant bark, enchant roots. What is it that I need? Enchant branch. While I'm here though and looking, I want to check on the other things. We have a scimitar here. I think there's no ear. We need elemental everything except for a fascination ear, which is the only thing in there. We need an evil eye binding shackle and paper. There's nothing. Nightblood everything. So I'll take one of each of these. Looks like somebody's been doing some nightblood slaying. This item can be used to learn the secrets of the night. Do you wish to study it? Begin to study. Absolutely. And that's the Inferno Eye. And that's the Teases. Now, how about shadowed men things? We've got any of those that I need. And what do I need in fact? I need a vortex weapon. Ah, here's one. Nice. And that's the last of the dropped pieces of the shadowed men thing that I need. And a siren eye and a siren song. None of that. And then we don't have much unit piece, so. Electricals, I've got some of those to chunk. Plenty of harvests. Don't think I have any books, but I'll still click the button. Alright, not too shabby. Cleaned up the bags a good bit. Not seem to that would go, but do need to check on this dude. See if I need anything. I don't. Very cool. Alright. If you click this hide not for sale button here, and anything we mark as not for sale, this little window disappears. So that's a nice way to make this process go a little bit easier than it otherwise would.
Please tell me you're not
Also
trying to get
been
a loan with
throwing
livestock collateral.
my status pieces, status items, into here to auto bank and stack up in there. And that way I don't have to carry them all around. I mean, I can go and throw them into the status merchants all at once later on. I meant to put that into the house earlier and I forgot to do that. But maybe the last item that I currently have in my bags. I'm not really sure, but I'm definitely going to go chunk it in real quick. And then I can arrange more bags with the sort feature and make life a little easier. I'll visit this time. I just want to pop in from your own use. That way I can add to this growing collection Dreadnought beds. So Dread. That's exactly what they are. Dread Snout Ravager. Say that. This head was taken from the Dread Snout Ravager by the owner of this trophy after defeating the creature in gladiatorial combat in the depths of the Spitclaw Caverns. Known for their ferocity, Dread Snouts are a mighty foe indeed, widely feared throughout the underfoot. Alright, very nice. It pretty much covers my home decor currently. Yeah. Doesn't look like I have a market for them, though. Is that possibly true? I suppose I don't. How interesting. I have another house. I bet I have a market for them there. It's in the bauble shop. I never go to the bauble shop. Maybe though, I should go grab new stuff real quick and bring it to the house I actually use. No, I shouldn't. Because if I do, I'll have to pay my 5 silver rent. That just doesn't seem fun at all. Alright, I'm gonna sort these bags. And I have quite a bit of room now, really. I think before I log that I do want to check and see if there's any apothecary potions or poisons for sale right now, because they're very hopeful. And I would like to check on this market board so that I can see both sides of things. Apothecary. Okay, that's not too bad. That's a Freeport market. And it looks like actually noxious remedies can be bought for 7 silver apiece at Banksy's house in Big Fleet. So that's definitely good to me. That's not bad for the apothecaries potions in general. The fettering potions are also quite nice. Yeah, very cool. It's not bad prices. They're all in Freeport, but that's okay because there's events that can be found. I may have to go and visit that fence later on. But right now, I'm going to take a bit of a break. As always, it was a pleasure streaming with all of you, and I hope to see you all later. If you haven't followed me yet, be sure to follow me so you can turn on your notifications and see when I next go live. I'm going to take off for now, and hopefully see you then.